TV Rex by John Nickel. One day, Rex was exploring in the attic when he found one of his grandpa's old TVs and some of his tools. Rex missed Grandpa and all of the good times they had. Grandpa was a retired inventor with great imagination. Rex always helped him fix things around the house. Together they could fix anything. "You're a smart boy," Grandpa always said, "just like me." At the end of each day, Rex and Grandpa curled up in the big armchair and watched TV for 1 hour. Their favorite show was Deep Sea Hunt. When it was over, Grandpa would squeeze Rex's shoulder, turn off the set, and say, "Too much TV makes Rex a dull boy." But now that Grandpa was gone, Rex was lonely. He wouldn't even look at his own tools. All he ever did was watch TV. Rex never went outside and never, ever read anything except the TV guide. One day the TV broke. If the Grandpa were here, he and Rex would fix it. But Rex did not feel clever enough to try on his own. The repairman came. He took the TV apart, rummaged around inside, scratched his head, and said, "I give up." When Rex glow-in-the-dark wristwatch told him that it was time for a deep-sea hunt, he crawled into the dark TV and began to cry. He cried and cried until the TV filled with so many salty tears that small fish appeared. As Rex looked around, he saw that he was now deep underwater in a beautiful sea. He began to hear music that sounded very familiar. It was a theme song for Deep Sea Hunt. The announcer voice said, "Today we will study the strange habitats of the cave-dwelling Atlantic octopus with our special guest star Rex." Rex followed the music down through the cool dark water into the octopus cave. The music came from the great octopus's living room. Rex was delighted to discover that Octavia watching even more TV than he did. 8 times more. Rex settled onto one of her tentacles, and together they watched and watched. Octavia made Rex tired, and then after that, they had 32 shows in just 2 hours. He was ready to go to bed. Rex asked his new friend if she could help him get home. She swam off to her private chamber and returned with yet another remote control. "Darling, to return home you'll need this, which I will trade for that fabulous glow-in-the-dark wristwatch. All 8 of my remotes together do not equal the power of this one, the Super Octo Power Remote Control. But be careful, price only the Zap." Rex was so excited then that he started pushing buttons before she finished explaining. Suddenly, Octavia, the cave, the ocean were gone. Rex now found himself in the Harley Hog cartoon hour, one of his favorite shows. He and Harley had loads of fun out riding 2-wheeled weasels. But when they saw what the dastardly weasel had in store for them, Rex frantically changed the channel. He escaped to Wild World Wrestling, where he and the champ Rex used the secret hold to defeat Vladimir Nakier-Blov, Toxic Todd, and even Jax Lee Headlock. Rex feared no one except Mama Boys Murphy, who was famous for his dirty tricks. Rex knew all he had to do was squeeze the Super Octo Power remote. In an instant, he was in as Malibu turns, where he was rich and drove a cool car. All the girls admired Rex from afar. except for Babe's armor, who wanted to get closer. Zap! Rex escaped just in time. He zigged and zagged for hours trying to get home. He had fun for a while, but Rex grew more and more tired. He had one last idea. He zapped himself into a deep Dr. Bleep in outer space. It was the oldest show on TV, starring the smartest man in the universe as Dr. Bleep's assistant. Rex helped build Big Mo, a robot to rule the world. He was certain that in return Dr. Bleep would invent a way for him to get home. But Dr. Bleep couldn't even bring the robot to life. He took the robot apart, rolled around inside, scratched his huge brain, and said, "Young man, I'm afraid this job is too big, even for me. I give up." But Rex just would not give up. He was determined to get himself home. Suddenly, he remembered something that Grandpa had once taught him. He twisted this cable and snipped that one. He pushed buttons and pulled levers. He greased the joints and rolled the sprockets. When Rex finally joined the red wire to the black wire, sparks flew, and the robot rattled to life. Instead of ruling the world, Big Mo just clanged around the laboratory. He ate chairs, tables, and lamps. He ate beakers, bottles, and microscopes. When Big Mo picked up Rex like a bag of chips, Rex quickly hit the remote before Big Mo could eat him too. But something went wrong. Everything went black in darkness. Rex felt cold metal clamp down on his shirt. "Rex, how did you get in there?" hollered Grandpa as he ruffled his grandson's hair. "I go to Florida for a couple months and this place falls apart. Did you miss me? I bet you were bored while I was gone. If you help, we can fix this darn thing in time to watch Deep Sea Hunt. They're featuring that Atlantic octopus today." Rex and Grandpa got to work and had the old TV up running in no time. "Remember, Grandpa, only 1 hour," Rex said, swallowing a yawn. Later, he yelled Grandpa all about his adventures, but for now, it felt good to be safely back at home. They settled into the big armchair to watch their favorite show. As the familiar Deep Sea Hunt music rose, Rex fell sound asleep.